suggestions that Meghan has been going to a few parties recently without Harry, and he's been at...
A resurfaced photograph has reignited a conversation about image, access, and the stories we construct around public lives. What looks like a casual social snapshot, sunglasses, champagne, a sunlit deck, has been reframed by online researchers into a pattern: deleted posts, missing tags, acquaintances who went quiet, and timelines that suddenly realign. None of this...
And it's my understanding that it's made things difficult behind palace walls for the King and Prince William, who was blind.
Researchers into a pattern: deleted posts, missing tags, acquaintances who went quiet, and timelines that suddenly realign. None of this constitutes proof. Rather, it underscores how carefully curated personas can be manufactured, edited, and sometimes erased. The stakes aren't just scandal, they are trust and credibility. When elements of a past life reappear in sharp relief, we are left to ask how much was reinvention and how much was strategy. In the absence of clear answers,
it's created a lot of animosity all over the place. The King feels betrayed.
Trust and credibility. When elements of a past life reappear in sharp relief, we are left to ask how much was reinvention and how much was strategy. In the absence of clear answers, speculation fills the void. If you want analysis of stories like this, subscribe and tap like, and stay with me as we unpack what these patterns might mean and demand evidence before conclusions are drawn today.
The idea, I'm assuming, was that if we tip off the press and we put it all over the front page of the papers...
Woman on that sunlit yet looks strikingly like Meghan Markle. That resemblance turned casual scrolling into fierce scrutiny. Observers hunted for confirming details: a hair sweep, the cut of a dress, a signature pair of sunglasses, and every small match felt like another notch on a mounting pattern. Outfit comparisons multiplied, background landmarks were double-checked against travel posts, and familiar faces in the frame were traced to overlapping guest lists.
Or Meghan, or both of them. It may have had something to do with their PR chief, Meredith Maines. Whoever it was, it's from the Sussex side of the fence. I think we can...
None of this is definitive proof. Resemblance and alignment are not the same as identity. Still, when dozens of tiny coincidences stack together, they create persuasive momentum online. That momentum pushes people from curiosity to accusation, and from questions to narratives. Keep your listeners clear. This is pattern, not proof, but it is a potent spark. Watch how these small echoes immediately rewrite reputations and force silence into the spotlight.
From that joke, it's Christmas, and we have a tradition here on Update.
Online sleuths went to work, stitching together a timeline the way a detective pieces together a case. They matched travel posts with event dates, cross-referenced who posted where and when, and hunted for tiny consistencies. The same bracelet caught in two photos, a distinctive railing pattern, a hotel check-in that overlaps an alleged sighting. Those small echoes matter because they add weight. One match is coincidence, 10 looks like a trail. Still, emphasize this to your viewers: alignment is not identification.
He raised over $1 million for some of his charities through a polo match. This is something we occasionally see Harry try to do in the States.
Not identification. Metadata, verified timestamps, and named sources are what transform suspicion into substantiated fact. What's powerful on social feeds is how quickly plausibility becomes conviction. Scattered clues become a narrative, and a chorus of certainty rises. In that rush, nuance is the first casualty. Teach your audience to separate the thrill of a pattern from the work of proof, and to demand verification before sharing a verdict.
Circulating over the last 2 weeks, Tom Bauer bringing up in his book Revenge about how
people started noticing gaps, photos that once existed, tags that suddenly disappeared, and whole pages that now show blank spots in previously busy timelines. Online researchers say entire threads were scrubbed in the lead-up to big public moments, screenshots erased, comments deleted, and archives that no longer load. That pattern looks deliberate, and deliberate disappearance raises one obvious question. Why remove the trail? There are innocent explanations: privacy requests, legal takedowns, routine cleanups, but the timing makes those removals feel like more than housekeeping. Absence is persuasive. When material vanishes, curiosity rushes in to fill the space with theory. For viewers, the takeaway is simple. Deleted posts don't equal guilt, but they do change the story you can see. Treat those gaps as leads, not conclusions, and push for verification before turning absence into accusation. One pattern that grabbed attention: people who once posted with or praised her are suddenly quiet. Tags vanish, warm captions disappear, and accounts that once shared group shots now sit dormant. Some observers suggest legal pressure or NDAs. Others say it's simple social drift or privacy choices. Either way, silence changes the tone of a story. When former allies stop engaging publicly, it feels less like coincidence and more like a coordinated cleanup, and that feeling is powerful. For your viewers, make the distinction clear. A missing comment or a dormant account isn't evidence of wrongdoing, but it is a signal worth investigating. Ask who benefits from the silence, what might motivate erasures, and whether fear or loyalty explains the quiet. Above all, remind people that testimony, named sources, and on-record statements matters far more than absence. Use this moment to press for clarity, not to fill the void with rumor. Things get even wilder. Just after Meghan's yard photo went viral, Harry shows up at a polo event looking completely drained. Cameras caught him fidgeting, eyes glued to his phone, almost like he was waiting for that one call. Fans are whispering, was it Meghan he was hoping to hear from? His expression told a story of its own: tense, lost, and out of focus. Supporters say it's the face of a man torn between duty and desire, while critics argue he's realizing just how far he's drifted away from Meghan's world. And then, the internet exploded again. Meghan was spotted at a private gathering in Los Angeles, all smiles, sipping wine with close friends. But here's the catch: no wedding ring in sight. Fans immediately zoomed in on the photos, sparking a storm of speculation. Some say it's a bold statement of independence. Others claim it's just Meghan being Meghan, effortlessly stylish and unapologetic. Meanwhile, whispers started flying. Is this her subtle message to Harry, or simply a slip that fueled the fire even more? But here's where it gets even more shocking. Meghan herself wasn't entirely innocent. Behind palace walls, she allegedly kept secrets from the royal family, covering up personal choices, private dealings, and financial decisions that raised eyebrows. Reports suggest she often spent money recklessly, pouring funds into projects and luxuries that went against the advice of senior royals. Every wrong decision added more fuel to the already fiery relationship between her and the firm. Many insiders claim this secrecy created deep mistrust and widened the rift that ultimately pushed Harry and Meghan further away from the monarchy. It wasn't just Harry breaking the rules. Meghan had her share of hidden truths too. But the shocking part doesn't end there. Behind the glitz and glamour, Meghan's actions have raised serious questions about loyalty and responsibility. While presenting herself as a victim to the world, she allegedly made choices that isolated Harry from his closest allies and even widened the rift with the royal family. Every step, every move, rather than bringing stability, only fueled chaos around them. And now, whispers are growing louder that Meghan's carefully built image is beginning to crack, exposing the truth she never wanted the public to see. Could this be the turning point where everything finally unravels for Meghan and Harry? As the spotlight intensifies, Harry finds himself trapped between two worlds, his royal bloodline and Meghan's unrelenting ambitions. The once admired couple, who claimed to break free for peace and independence, now seem caught in a storm of their own making. Friends whisper that Harry is exhausted, torn, and questioning the path he chose. Meanwhile, Meghan's every public move feels more like a strategy than sincerity. fueling speculation that love may no longer be the driving force. The cracks are widening, and the world is watching closely, wondering not if, but when the truth will finally explode into the open. Behind the royal walls, whispers grow louder. Some insiders claim Meghan has already mapped out her next chapter, with or without Harry. While Harry clings to the idea of family, his silence speaks volumes. The once united pair now appear more like business partners than soulmates, their smiles rehearsed, their touch distant. Rumors swirl of secret deals, calculated appearances, and an image too polished to be real. The fairy tale they sold to the world is slipping, and what remains is a chilling question. Has the love story turned into nothing more than a carefully managed illusion? Every move now feels scripted, every word measured. Meghan's eyes seem fixed on the spotlight, while Harry looks like a man caught between love and regret. Sources whisper he misses the life he left behind, the camaraderie, the duty, the family he once swore to protect. Meanwhile, Meghan pushes forward, chasing power circles, media control, and endless reinvention. But with each step, the gap between them widens, leaving many to wonder, are they still partners in love, or just actors trapped in a fading performance for the world to watch? Every move now feels scripted, every word measured. Meghan's eyes seem fixed on the spotlight, while Harry looks like a man caught between love and regret. Sources whisper he misses the life he left